Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Talking Wrestling with Palm Water Dave. I'm Palm Water Dave, and tonight we're going to be visiting with the founders and promoters of Legacy Championship Wrestling, Mr. Gil Culkin and Mr. Steve Starr. Gentlemen, thank you for coming to the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you for asking us.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Got a big event coming up this week in Sumrall, Mississippi, with Legacy Championship Wrestling. And before we get into all that, though, why don't you tell us exactly what is Legacy Championship Wrestling and how did it come to be?
Well, Dave, back at early 2022, I had another promotion and I sold out and stepped aside. And a couple of months went by and Gil and I met up. We started talking about old school wrestling. And Gil and I have had a number of conversations throughout the years, and I tell you what, we think so much alike on the way wrestling should be, in our opinion. And we're old school. That's what we love. I mean, Gil comes from a family, old school family of wrestling and promoting. So we started talking about starting up a promotion. We came up with the name Legacy Championship Wrestling. And our first show was last August in Sumrall. So we've been at it for 1 year now. And the first show turned out really well. We had about 350 fans there and they were loud all night long.
And very enthusiastic.
I'm telling you, we had 5 matches, and I'm telling you, they were excellent matches. We brought in some excellent wrestlers. And after it was over with, now I started promoting in Sumrall in 2014, but last year when we had brought Legacy in, after it was over with, I had a number of people tell me, Steve, this is the best wrestling that's ever been in Sumrall. And I had to agree with them. It was top notch from opening bell to the final match. And people are excited about it. And that's a good wrestling town. People in Sumrall and that whole area love old school wrestling. That's what we're trying to do and trying to bring back to the area.
They were totally into everything from the start to finish. And the thing that stood out for me was it was wrestling. I mean, it was perfect for what I like to call wrestling because it made sense. There was 2 men that were trying to win a match, and not disparaging the flip flop and fly all that goes on today. Yeah. This was good in the ring. The action was in the ring, and I felt like it was 2 men that were trying to get the upper hand on each other and to win a match.
Yeah, exactly.
It just all made sense, and I loved it.
Yeah, right.
Actually, the first match I went to when Steve had his other promotion was in Sumrall. Steve and I have been talking not about our new promotion now because he was involved with that, the other one, but he kept telling me, man, you need to come to one of my matches. We're doing it the right way and this and that. And of course, I'd been to a couple of local promotions around that they weren't professional at all. I mean, it was embarrassing. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, okay, sure, he's doing it, But I went to Sumrall, and I was really impressed. I mean, he had a good card that night. He had some good talent on there. The fans were into it. And I could see then, well, he is doing it the right way. So anyhow, like he said, he sold out that promotion. And then after a while, we got to talk and form Legacy. And like I said, we debuted in Sumrall last year. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I mean, we've had outstanding cards in every town we've run. But this one, we've got main event from the opening bell. You could switch this card around any kind of way. Every one would be a main event.
Yeah.
We have this thing stacked. I mean, I'm really excited about this one.
Well, I mean, you look at the card on paper, and normally you can look at a card and say, well, that's going to be the match of the night. And like you said, with this card, it seems like it's just so solid from start to finish that
it is.
You can pick the match of the night for this one.
Right.
Whoever you're going to call the match of the night tonight's going to have to put on their working pants because there's a lot of talent on the show.
Right. Yep. When we got this date set back in February, Gil and I got to talking. We set it early because we wanted to bring in some top-notch talent and not miss out. Didn't want to wait till the last minute and couldn't get the talent that we wanted. And we done that. We set it so early that we got the talent that we wanted for this card. And like Gil said, we're excited about it. We think it's going to be great, and like Gil said, any match on the card could be a main event for Legacy Wrestling, and we're looking forward to it. Should be a good turnout. I know the coach at Sumrall, it's a fundraiser for the Gridiron Club. I know the head football coach, Coach White there, he's really pumped about it. And the word's out, and I think we'll do pretty good with it.
Can you tell us what the Gridiron Club is so we'll know?
It is a booster club for the football team, and they have different fundraisers throughout the year, and they love having wrestling. Coach White told me that what we do is their easiest fundraiser. He said, when y'all come in on that Saturday morning to set up, he said, it's just like game day for us. He said, we are pumped. And it's a great fundraiser, and we're looking to go into other schools in the future for more fundraisers for them, help them raise some money. It's simple. It's really simple. All they got to do is contact us at Legacy Championship Wrestling Facebook page, send us a message, or email us at lcw2022@mail.com, or, find one of us on Facebook, send us a message, and we'll be glad to talk to someone about bringing Legacy Championship Wrestling to their school or their town. And it's just old school, traditional pro wrestling, and we are family friendly. You don't have to worry about the profanity or anything, obscene gestures, anything like that. It's just old school wrestling like it was when I was growing up, and loved to go to.
Well, pro wrestling has always been a great fundraiser. It was a great fundraiser when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to, you turn on, for me, it was World Class Championship Wrestling, and they would tell on Saturday night where they were going to be all week. And it was always benefiting, like Bishop Lynch High School, benefiting the Booster Club, or it seemed like there was always a benefiting a school. And that's how they did it. And even today, anytime I've refereed a show that was tied to a school for a fundraiser has had a tremendous turnout.
Right.
Sometimes you'll get more people at the event that live in the town.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Even way back when I first got involved in 1974, that's how long I've been involved in it. But we had our regular towns during the week, pretty much every week. But then we would run what we call spot shows back then on Saturdays. And sometimes we'd run 2. But they were usually at schools for fundraisers. And like I said, a lot of times there was more people, I believe, than were actually in the town. I remember going to some towns thinking, oh my gosh, this is nothing here. But they came from the surrounding areas. It was a big thing for them. And we did really well. The schools are always excited and happy about it because, like Steve said, it's such an easy way to make money for them. It's a good fundraiser. It really is.
And it's something the student body can get excited about because probably 95% of every school are wrestling fans. And the idea that wrestling's coming to their school, it's something they can get behind. And it pretty much promotes itself at that point.
Right.
Yeah, right. And there's so many kids come out to Sumrall wrestling when we have wrestling in Sumrall. They had a ton of kids last year, and they love it. They love it. They get to see some wrestlers maybe they've never seen before, and they become their favorites overnight. And it's good. It's good. It's good, clean sport what we do, and we encourage everybody to come out and check us out. Everywhere, like I said earlier, everywhere we go, people say, when y'all coming back? They want us back. Same thing with Sumrall, when y'all coming back. So every August, we're trying to be there.
Well, you can't beat that. I mean, once, and I always tell everybody, because I get people ask me, or they'll sometimes people think that independent wrestling is the minor leagues, and that's not the case.
No.
The wrestlers that you see at an independent show are the same type of wrestlers that you see on television every week that just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Right.
I mean, it's just the right set of eyes hadn't hit them yet. The opportunity hadn't been there yet. But the cool part is, and then sometimes you'll have people that have been there, and then they're back on the independents. But I always tell everybody that it's fun to see what you see at an independent show. You become fans of those wrestlers. And then when you see them on SmackDown or you see them on AEW, there's just another sense of pride because that's one of your guys that has made it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, and there's people on this event Saturday that get in there and see them now because it's your chance to see them in person before the only place you're going to see them is television.
Exactly. We're not just some promotions, local promotions that shouldn't even be promoting, basically. They're using more local guys and stuff. We're bringing in the top talent from Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky. I mean, everywhere. We're bringing them in, and we're bringing in the top guys. And, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if any of these guys on this card, if we don't see them on WWE or somewhere here for too long. They're all capable.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me say this. Our main event, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, we've got a heavyweight championship match. Our legacy heavyweight champion, Big Swole Justin Cole, he won that title in Greenville back in April in a tournament. And Justin is another one that you may see move up. He's good. People like him. He's in shape. He's a big, strong young man. And I'm excited that he's part of Legacy Championship Wrestling. And he'll be there Saturday night defending his title. And it should be, like I said, a great match. All 5 matches should be great, and that no exception there,
Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm not blowing rainbow smoke when I say that this card is stacked. I mean, let's start with talk about Justin Overstreet versus Hunter Havoc.
Yeah. Justin has made a name for himself in the panhandle of Florida and lower Alabama. He's been around for a few years, still a young man, but he knows his way around the ring, and excellent wrestler. And Hunter Havoc is a huge man. Hunter's probably 6'4", 6'5", and Hunter weighs 350 plus, maybe closer to 400. And for a big man, he can move around that ring, and he's good.
Deceptively fast.
Yeah, and it's going to be a top-notch match. It's really going to be good, and that could be in our main event too. So yes. I'm excited to see that match.
I think, Justin Overstreet's in for a fight that night.
Right, exactly.
Hunter Havoc. I mean, when I see him, I've refereed for him, and when I'm in there, I mean, you can almost feel it if you're standing close to him when he hits somebody.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Here's what our next one is: Ray Fury versus Zane Stevens.
And that's one I'm excited about all of them. Zane Stevens, that man is intense. He's in shape. He's tough. I mean, there is no doubt about it. And of course, he was on our show in Sumrall last year, and he really got everybody's attention then. That's another one I wouldn't be surprised to see in one of the big promotions somewhere. He's very capable of that. So yeah, that could be a main event. All of them could be main event.
And Ray Fury's he's a champion just pretty much everywhere he goes.
Oh yeah, Ray, he's very popular, and Ray is very good.
I mean, we're lucky to have him. He's always on the road, either Georgia or Florida.
Right.
He's been to Puerto Rico, all over Mississippi and Louisiana.
Yeah.
And he's very successful everywhere he goes.
That match could go either way, but both men are going to have their hands full on that one. I mean, that's going to be a tough match right there. So.
Yeah. Then we have, and one of my, this is another great one. We have Gio Savage versus Cameron Thomas.
Wow, Gio Savage he is so popular. The people love Gio Savage. He's a good sized young man, and he's good in the ring. He's got strength. He got speed. And outside, let me just say this about Gio. Outside the ring, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Very humble. And we're so excited that he's part of Legacy Championship Wrestling. And he's good in the ring. He's won a lot of top matches throughout the last few years. But I'm going to tell you, he's got his work cut out with Cameron Thomas. Cameron he's a very good, intense wrestler. He can wrestle and he can brawl, and it's going to be good. It's going to be one of those exciting matches. And like Gil said, this could be a main event, no doubt about it. You know, and we're looking forward to seeing that one, you know.
For sure. Then we have a mixed tag team match. We have Trace Lee Hunt with Maddie, the American Baddie, taking on Michael Steele and Nix. And let me tell you that when I said it's time to see somebody before you can't see them anywhere but television, Nix was on my mind. Nix is very, very impressive. And when I say that, I'm not casting dispersions on anybody else. I'm just saying that young lady has a future.
Well, I have heard the same thing about her from several people once we announced she was on there. I've never seen her myself wrestle, but other people that have are very, very impressed with her. Very impressed. So,
yeah, and Michael Steele, you know, me being this matchmaker of Legacy Championship Wrestling, when I hear someone and from good sources, I try to follow up. And I heard about Michael Steele a while back. He calls himself the Kryptonite Killer. And I talked to a couple of good promoters, and they highly recommended him. Michael Steele stands about 6'5", 6'6". He weighs a good 260, and he's solid as a rock. And he is good in the ring. He's really good. We're fortunate to have him on this card. And you know, he and Nix are going to wrestle Trace Lee Hunt, like you said, Dave, and Maddie, the American Baddie. Trace Lee Hunt is another guy that the people love, and he's very good, very good wrestler. He's coming off a major knee surgery, and he tells me he's right at 100%. He's ready to go.
Yeah, last time we saw him, Van Vicious put him on the shelf in Hattiesburg.
Yeah, he sure did. And you could hear that knee pop when Van hit him and slung it into the steel post, you know. And
I did. I threw up in my mouth a little bit when I heard it.
Yeah.
It was vicious. And no pun intended.
Exactly. You know, and I think there might be a little revenge coming that way.
Yes, sir.
You know, haven't heard much out of Van, so we don't know. Maybe Van's kind of wondering if he done the right thing by injuring Trace Lee Hunt. We don't know. We'll find out in the future, though.
Well, he
may be avoiding him a little bit. So.
But at this time, let's welcome to the show the Legacy Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Big Swole, Justin Cole. Justin, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to a big night this Saturday.
Well, you got a heck of an opponent in Black Ranger number 2. He's a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, you always got to watch out because when there's number 2, there's always a number 1 around too.
There he is.
Yeah, that should be a really good match. Like I said, we was talking earlier about Justin and how we are very fortunate to have him with Legacy Championship Wrestling. Black Ranger 2 has been around he's a veteran. He's been around for a while. And like Justin said, Black Ranger 1, he can, according to the Athletic Commission in the state of Mississippi, he can be at ringside with Black Ranger 2. You always got to keep his eyes on him.
Definitely.
But that is for the championship, and it's going to be a really good match, and we're looking really forward to that. So Justin's got his work cut out for him. He better not make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm focused. I'm ready to go, and especially to be down there in Sumrall, Mississippi, with what a great show that the Gridiron Club. They do a great job getting everybody in the building and really make our work easy for us. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me personally, but I know I'll have the fans there to help cheer me on along the way.
Yeah, the fans really love Justin. Justin was on our debut last year in Sumrall, and people really took to him, and we did too. We was glad he was there, and he's been with us ever since. So we're excited about him, and excited about having a championship match in Sumrall.
Always a favorite with the crowd. The night he won the championship in Greenville, they were celebrating.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Justin, you captivate the crowd as soon as you come through the curtain.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Yeah, he's been a great champion for us, and hopefully he can hold on to the belt for quite a while. He's going to have we're going to be throwing some tough competition at him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I know they're coming because the first offense was about 400 pounds, so I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, you had your hands full that last show.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about that. Now we'll have a few of these wrestlers. They'll have their merchandise out at their tables when people come in. The doors open at 6 o'clock, so we want to encourage all the fans to come early and meet some of these wrestlers and talk to them. Spend a little time with them, and I think they'll enjoy that. Meeting the wrestlers. When I was a kid growing up, I always wanted to see the wrestlers. I would always try to get there real early. When Gil and his dad, Mr. George, had their promotion, I always begged my dad to get there early before the doors open because I wanted to see the wrestlers come to the building. That's how much in love I was with wrestling. I wanted to see them pull up in the car. I wanted to see them walk in. I just loved it, and I know a lot of kids that love wrestling, and they'll get a big kick out of meeting some of our wrestlers Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a kid disappointed that they showed up early and got to meet some of the wrestlers. So we really do try to make it a memorable thing that they can always remember, whether it's to take a picture with them or give them a high five or an autograph or just to talk to them for a few minutes. To them, we're the biggest star at the show, so we want to make sure that they get the same experience that we had when we were their age.
Right.
I just
It's
realized
they take with them and they never forget it.
Here.
What you say, Gil?
I said, I just realized I'm doing the big swole thing here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's our.
Yeah. For the people that don't know Sumrall, if they don't know the address, it's 184 Center Avenue, Sumrall, Mississippi. Sumrall is about 12, 13 miles northwest of Hattiesburg. Just a little close-knit community, very good school there, and huge gym, air-conditioned, praise the Lord, air-conditioned gym, and plenty of seating. Ringside seats are selling really good. What don't sell, if we have any left over, they'll go on sale 6 o'clock Saturday night. So we encourage people to get there real early to get those tickets, And they're only $15. That's not bad for ringside seat. $15 for ringside. General admission is $10 for adults. 5 and under are free in general admission. So it's very affordable, and it needs to be in this time.
It's very reasonable, and we plan on keeping it that way.
You can't beat it. It's a great value for the money. It's a great night of action, a great night of family-friendly action. It's different. You'll love it.
Yeah. And we've talked about the matches, but now we need to just mention that our referee, and I don't want to embarrass him or anything, but Gil and I have talked about this. We think he's one of the best in independent wrestling anywhere. He calls it like he sees it, and he doesn't take anything off the wrestlers. And he's right there for the 3 count. If the shoulders go down, then we're just looking forward to having Dave Miller as our referee for Saturday night.
Well, thank you. Y'all are too kind. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It's an honor for me to be associated with you.
Even with all the talent we have on the card wrestling, we managed to get a pretty decent referee for this one too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
As a performer, a good referee makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Well,
We definitely appreciate you.
well, thank you. And I know you're driving, Justin, so we won't keep you on here. We want you to be safe. We want to see you Saturday night.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all this Saturday.
Thank you for popping on with us.
Absolutely. Anytime.
See you Saturday, champ.
See you guys.
All right.
Just Big Swole, Justin Cole.
He's got a good future ahead of him. You know, he also wrestled for a couple other promotions, and he does really well there too. You know, and he's just good. He's all around a good guy. Like I said earlier, the people really like him, and we're very fortunate to have him with Legacy Championship Wrestling.
Right.
He really adds to what we're doing.
Yeah, and he's our first champion, of course, and won the tournament, and no better guy to be champion than Justin Cole. You know,
He's a fighting champion.
he better be on his P's and Q's Saturday night, because I'm telling you, Black Ranger number 2, he's good. He's really good. He's a good wrestler.
He is, and it's like you said with Ranger number 1 at ringside, it adds a whole nother level of
Right. So,
well, fellas, anything else before we close?
we just want to encourage everybody to come on out and have a good time and see some great old school traditional pro wrestling. Sumrall, 184 Center Avenue, Sumrall, Mississippi. Come on out. Doors open at 7. Doors open at 6. Bell time at 7. And we just have a big night of wrestling, and we'd love to see you there. Come out and support the Gridiron Club.
Well, I guarantee you, everybody that shows up, they're going to realize we're not fly-by-night promotion. I mean, these are professionals. Every guy that we have on this card is just outstanding. And it'll be a night that they'll remember. And if they want to see some really good old school wrestling, then come on out to Sumrall.
Right. Yep.
Well, there you have it. Saturday night, Sumrall, Mississippi, at the high school. Let's come out. Let's everybody show up and support the Gridiron Club. Let's enjoy a great event with a great heavyweight championship match. You will not be disappointed. Gil, Steve, I can't wait to see you Saturday night in Sumrall, and I can't thank you enough for coming on and telling everybody about Legacy Championship Wrestling.
Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it and look forward to seeing you.
Yes, sir. You be safe, Dave, coming down.
Thank you.